Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine and you are doing your work regularly. Beta, today lecture is also in the continuation of the same chapter, chapter 3 of economics, and name of the chapter is poverty as a challenge. Beta, in previous lecture we discussed the various causes of poverty. So, the today topic will be the anti-poverty measure, means which steps are taken by the government to eradicate poverty. So, anti-poverty measures, beta, like removal of poverty or eradication of poverty, it has been one of the major objectives of Indian government, and the current anti-poverty strategy of the government is based on two planks. Means there are two bases by which government just want to eradicate the poverty. First one is the promotion of economic growth, and the second one is the targeted anti-poverty programs. So what do we mean by promotion of economic growth? It means more and more production of goods and services, so that people should get more employment. This way per capita income will increase and thus poverty can be eradicated. So, like we know that over a period of 30 years lasting up to early 80s, there were little per capita income growth and not much reduction in poverty. And even the official poverty estimates, which were about 45%, remained the same even in the early 80s. It means the early 30 years of independence, there was no major changes in poverty level. So, but since the 80s, India's economic growth has been one of the fastest in the world. Like now we turned up into a developing country, and earlier our country was a underdeveloped country. And even the growth rate, it just rose from the average of about 35% in a year to about 6% during the 1980s and 1990s. And even this higher growth rate, it helped significantly in the reduction of poverty. So now it is very clear that there is a strong link between economic growth and poverty reduction. Economic growth, it just broaden up the opportunities and provides the resources needed to invest in human development. And even economic growth also encourages people to send their children, even including the girl child, to schools in the hope of getting better economic returns. And even it also emphasis on the investing in education. Better, like in chapter 2 also we have read the people as a resource, and as we know that human resource is the most important resource on the earth, and whatsoever country it invests on human capital formation, that country's economic growth prominently rose. So even the poor may not be able to take direct advantage from the opportunities created by economic growth. So the growth in agriculture sector is much below expectation. So this way the direct bearing on poverty, as a large number of poor people live in villages and are dependent on agriculture. Now, what is the target to eradicate poverty? Which strata of the population should be the target? That the all the government policies focus on that strata. So beta, there is a clear need for targeted anti-poverty programs. Means first of all the data is collected, and according to the need of the people, different policies or strategies are issued by the government. So many schemes which are formulated to affect poverty directly or indirectly, and some of them are below. Like now we discuss about those plans. First is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Scheme, right? So Mahatma Gandhi, beta, in short it is also known as Manrega. So Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, it was launched in 2005, and its main aim is to provide 100 days of wage employment to every household to ensure livelihood security in rural area. It means this scheme Manrega, it focuses on the rural unemployment, and even it also aimed at sustainable development to address the cause of drought, deforestation and soil erosion. So as we know that what do we mean by sustainable development, when the development is done not for the current period but its focus should be for the coming generations also, then it is known as a sustainable development. So that is why there is a special focus on the cause of drought, deforestation and soil erosion, as all these are the enemies of the agriculture. Then 1/3 of the proposed jobs have been reserved for women. The scheme provided employment to 220 crore person days of employment to 4.78 crore households. The share of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women person days in the scheme are 23%, 17% and 53% respectively. So all these are the specific features of Manrega. And beta, sometime this question can be asked, like write a short note on Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. This way also the question can be asked, right? And even the average wage has increased from rupees 65. It was rupees 65 in 2006-7, but now it is 132 rupees in 2013-14. This data is of 2013 and 14. So this was about Manrega. Now the next scheme is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY. So beta, this is another scheme which was started in 1993, and the aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunities, means small scale industries, for educated unemployed youth in rural areas and small town. And as by this scheme they are helped in setting up small business and industries. Now the third one is Rural Employment Generation Program, REGP. It was launched in 1995, and the aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small town. And even it has the target for creating 25 lakh new jobs, and set for the program under the 10th 5-year plan. And name of that Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. It was launched in 1999, and this program aims at bringing the assisted poor families above the poverty line by organizing them into self-help groups through a mix of bank credit and government subsidy. With a self-help group, those also concentrate on the small scale industry as well as the cottage industry. And here also there is a mixture of bank credit as well as the government subsidy. And now the next Yojana is the Pradhan Mantri Gram Uday Yojana. Gram Uday means this Yojana, this plan was also related to the rural area. It was launched in year 2000, and additional central assistance is given to states for basic services such as primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water and rural electrification. Like beta, it was clear with its name only, Gram Uday. It means the development of villages. Another important scheme is the Antyodaya Ann Yojana. It means this Yojana Ann. This is related to the supply of food grains. And the result of these programs have been mixed. Means whenever we just set up any target, we are introducing any plans. So some targets are fixed, and government expect to reach to those target, to achieve those target, but result of these programs are mixed. Like one of the major reason for less effectiveness is the lack of proper implementation and right targeting. Moreover, there has been a lot of overlapping of scheme. Despite good intentions, the benefit of these schemes are not fully reached to the deserving poor just because of corruption. Whosoever are the targeted field poor, they are not getting. And the major emphasis in recent year is on proper monitoring of all the poverty elevation programs. So this way government is doing a lot to eradicate poverty. Now the next topic is beta the challenges ahead. Whether now we are aware about what are the causes of poverty, what are the anti-poverty measures, those are taken by our government. Now still there are so many challenges in front of our government. So what are those challenges? So beta poverty, as we have seen that it has certainly declined in India. Like according to the 2011 census, now it is 21.9%, right? But despite the progress, poverty reduction remain India's most compelling challenge because wide disparity in poverty are visible between rural and urban areas and among different states. Like we have read the topic, the interstate disparity also, and the rural and urban poverty also. So certain social and economic groups are more vulnerable to poverty, like we have read about the scheduled caste, landless agriculture laborers, widows, or physically challenged people. So these are more vulnerable to poverty. And even poverty reduction is expected to make better progress in the next 10 to 15 years. And this would be possible just because of more emphasis on the economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, increasing empowerment of the women and the economically weaker sections of the society. So all these are the major steps that we are to follow to eradicate the poverty. And even the official definition of poverty captures only a limited part of what poverty really means to people. So if we talk about our country beta, it is about a minimum subsistence level of living rather than a reasonable level of living. Beta, when we talk about the poverty line, that was just if the people are getting the basic facilities. So many scholars, they advocate that we must broaden the concept into human poverty. Means with the basic subsistence level, the quality of population should also be improved. So the main motive should be that with their basic facilities, with their subsistence level, there should be education. They should be able to get education. Child labor should not be followed. And eradication of poverty should always be a moving target. Means it is not like that once we have fixed and just it is fixed only. So according to the new challenges, according to the changing circumstances, this should also be changed. So beta, means to eradicate poverty, just to provide the basic facilities, with that the good education, clean drinking water, health facilities, and all these things should also be provided to the every citizen of our country. So this way the human poverty can be totally eradicated from our country. So beta, this was the topic for today. Hope all of you have understood the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.